You're listening to Internationally Unfiltered, the podcast where nothing is off limits and everything is unfiltered. Hi, guys.
Hola, hola.
I'm sorry. I cut right over you. I'm so sorry.
How you bitches doing?
We good. How you doing?
Good. Happy Sunday. I feel like recording on Sundays are going to be like a really nice, like, I don't know, get ready for the week type, like touch base thing.
It's going to be really cool, but at the same time, we're going to be like, hi.
Yeah, because we got the whole week on top of us. Like, today's the day to unwind, and we're kind of like trying to shift the mood.
I love Sundays, but sometimes I'm mostly like recovering from what I did Saturday. So
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah, that's not really happening with me because I have no life. So yeah.
Oh, I felt
it's
that.
Not true.
I felt that a lot. So this week is part 3 of our 4-part Get to Know Us series, and it's going to be about the wonderful Madison, my little veggie patty. I'm really excited because yeah, she's my little veggie patty. She always says like, oh, I'm like the least boring, but I find like you guys so interesting.
No,
that I'm
I say
like,
I'm the most boring.
No, you're not. I've met you in person. You're not. You're literally like a crackhead on wheels.
On
I
wheels.
told you this the other day. Like, you're really unpredictable. I met you on Twitter at the beginning of meeting you on Twitter, and knowing you now is like, whoa! I did not see this coming at all.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
That's so
no one
interesting.
would expect that you're a little crackhead, but we know that you are.
She literally is a crackhead. That whole like, oh, you know, I'm so innocent. Bullshit, mama.
Okay,
I caught you red-handed.
I can be both. I can adapt to any. I'm like a chameleon, lady.
She's a chameleon.
Yes.
You see me rolling. Oh no, that's chameleon.
Chameleon there.
Oh my
Chameleon.
god.
That's bad.
You see, she's tired. Vilma's tired.
Yo. No, honestly, you know what it is? I haven't really eaten today. Like, I went to go help a client, but I didn't really eat anything. So I'm kind of just like running on empty, but you know, I still got a little bit of razzle dazzle crack juice.
Running on fumes.
I just started panicking, like, how you haven't eaten it? It's literally 6:30, and I'm like, oh, it's not 6:30 in the evening for you.
No, but then again, it's like I have to save my appetite because a bitch gonna be grubbing later on. So
Yeah.
anyway, so let's dive into Miss Madison's life, you know, because I definitely want to find out more about this crackhead more than I already know.
All right. Let's get into it.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty much going to touch base on the same topics as we have done with my episode and Beka's episode. And we're going to start once again with the life topics. And Madison, my question for you is, out of your family, who are you the closest with? And who is the person you like to be closer to, and why?
A great question. And it was really hard for me to come up with an answer because my family, we're so close, like my immediate family. So I guess let me start off by saying I have a twin sister, and then I have a younger sister who is 6 years younger than me, and then it's my mom and my dad. So like the 5 of us, we are very close, but I would say I'm most similar to my little sister, which might like interest some people because I do have a twin, but in reality, my twin and I are very different people, which it keeps it interesting. She moved across the country when she was 24, so we haven't been as close physically for the past few years, but when it comes to like who I kind of vibe with the most, it's my little sister. We have the exact same humor. She's like a walking meme. Like, her and I will send each other like TikToks. We both have like the exact same humor. So if you were ever around me and my younger sister, you would think that we're the twins in the family because we even look more alike than I do with my twin. And then as far as my parents, you know, they're both, you know, still together. We all like are very close, open with each other. My mom is very involved in our lives, loves to like ask us about everything that's going on, sometimes a little bit too much, and I'm like, Mom, can you chill? But yeah, I got really lucky. We have a really great family. We try to go on family vacations every year together. My sister is married now, and her husband is a part of our family as well. So yeah, I got really lucky. And the person I like to be closer to, I guess I would say my twin. It is hard growing up next to somebody your whole life, and then they kind of like change not career paths, but just like life paths. She got married. She, went into dental school, like just did a completely different route than I did, which is so cool. But it just kind of like separated us. So I would love to be able to get closer with her again. Not to say that we aren't close. It's just, when she lives in California and I live in North Carolina, that's a very, far distance. So yeah.
I actually wanted to say that I've actually had the FaceTime Madison a lot, and I've actually had the honor of meeting her family, and she's absolutely right. You look more like your little sister than you do your actual twin, and it's actually mind-blowing to me. You're like 2 drops of water, exactly the same.
The way I didn't know that you had a little sister. I thought you only had a twin.
No, I basically have like a walking mini me. Like we are like the same person. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. I actually saw a little bit of their relationship, and they are actually as close as she said. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, she's hysterical. She made a Twitter. She probably follows you guys. You guys just don't realize it, but you guys.
She does.
You can go harass her later.
Oh,
wait, it's crazy because one time you posted a picture of you and your twin, and I spotted you out right away. I was like, that's Madison's little face. I know that face anyway.
Yeah.
But it was so cute because she tried to like fool people. I'm like, who you fooling? Like,
I know, we look like nothing alike. It's ridiculous.
So, my question kind of goes hand in hand with like what you were talking about and with what Keishla asked and everything. So, how was it like growing up with a twin?
Okay. So, growing up with a twin is kind of everything you probably imagine it to be. I would say there are twins that are a lot more similar than me and my twin are. So, off the bat, having a twin, not to brag, but it makes a lot of things in life easier. So, I never had to like start the first day of school alone. I never had to drive to school alone. Going into a new place, going anywhere, I always had someone by my side. So like I never had to walk into a room not knowing somebody, which, might have hindered some like social skills, but like I was just like really fortunate to always have like a built-in best friend, basically. We both had like, outside friends, like different friends. I would say sometimes that led to a little bit of like, not jealousy, but like I had like a really close best friend growing up that I would hang out with all the time, and my twin, would want to hang out with us, but like we were kind of like 2 peas in a pod. Like it kind of like got in the way. Like there is like definitely a thing as like twin jealousy. But yeah, I mean, having a twin, I don't really know how to describe it. It's literally having a built-in best friend. Someone that you've literally known from the moment you were created, like not even born, like created, like you guys were made at the exact same time. But being a fraternal twin, it's basically just like having a sister that was born the same day as you, versus being identical. You guys are like the same DNA, like literally split from the same like egg. Having a fraternal sister is just basically having 2 eggs that just like were fertilized at the same time and you were born at the same time. So I try to like explain that, because people think that even though I'm a fraternal twin, like we do like everything the exact same way. Like that's like couldn't be more from the truth. We are so like polar opposites, but yet like we can get along with each other so well. It's a really weird, like I can't explain it. It's basically like there's been moments where I've felt her emotion, I felt her pain, like she knows when something's up with me. We can go so long without talking. And then when we do talk, it's like time never like took us apart. I have a video. I went and surprised her for our birthday 2 years ago in California. And so like we don't really talk on the phone a lot. So when I showed up at her house in California, she called me when I was outside her window. She had no idea I was there. So she like randomly calls me, and again, like we don't talk every day. Like we talk maybe once a month on the phone, like not even that. So for her to call me like when I was outside of her window, like freaked me the fuck out. So just like stuff like that. Like we're connected in a way that we don't have to talk a lot. I could go on forever.
I was gonna say, like, you saying, like, oh, we came from the same egg, we're just a little different. I was like, yeah, you guys are just, like, different styles of eggs, or just seasoned differently. Like, one is scrambled, one is, like, sunny side up, one is seasoned with, like, salt, one is seasoned with, like, garlic salt. You know, it's the same, but a little different.
Of course you are making, like, cooking comments.
My twin,
right
cracked an egg once. My twin cracked. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten, like, a double yolk in an egg when you've cracked it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
She sent me a picture and she goes, look, it's us. And I was like, oh.
Literally, that's you guys. Like, if you were to just, like, season it differently, oh my god. Yo, I need to stop thinking about food. That's what it is. You shouldn't have mentioned eggs, because now I'm like, you know, like, I don't eat eggs, but just eggs.
Yeah.
Vegan bread.
I try to, like, explain the difference. A lot of people don't know the difference between fraternal and identical, like, when it comes to the actual, like, how we're made. But that's, like, the first thing everyone asks. Like, oh, are you fraternal or identical? It's like, well, I'll tell you, but do you even actually know what that means if I tell you? But, yeah.
Damn. She's like, I can't explain it to you if you're stupid.
I can explain it to you in a doctor term.
I'm sorry, you singletons don't understand. Like,
I'm here to help you.
I'm here to educate.
Golly gee, Madison.
Well, no, I say that because people, fraternal twins really, like I said, like, we're just siblings that came out at the same time. So
to be fair,
fraternal twins are very different than identical twins. So maybe, like, that's why, like, when I say I'm a twin, it's almost like kind of like a fake twin. Like, I literally just have, like, a sibling that's been around my entire life.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know if it's just my case, probably, but, like, I don't even know that many fraternal twins.
Really?
I know
that is true. You're probably the only one that I know.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, not even kidding.
My uncles,
I don't.
My uncles are identical twins, and I have loads of identical twins in my family and friends group, but literally only you who's a fraternal twin.
So I'm pretty sure Mary Kate and Ashley are fraternal.
I think they're identical because they look
They're
alike.
identical twins.
They're identical.
No, you can be fraternal and look alike.
You know what? You know what kind of twins are cool? Like, I guess they're identical, or they consider them identical, but they're the different sex. Like, one is a boy, one is a girl. Now that is dope. Or is that still considered like fraternal?
You can't.
That's fraternal.
That's fraternal twin, and that's usually like the more, I don't know, not popular.
Yeah, so
I know more fraternal twins. Yeah, I know more
like
fraternal
if that
twins
can
than
happen for
identical.
me. Like, if that can happen for me when I get pregnant, I'd be straight, because that's it. You know, I'm like, that's it, no more.
That's my dream.
I always say I want twins, so I'm done in one go. And probably because I keep saying it since I'm basically a child, that will happen to me, and then I'm gonna regret the day.
But you know what kind of scares me? No one in my mom's side of the family, no one's had twins in the last, 10 years. So I feel like now, whenever I do get pregnant, watch God be like, boom, twins.
Hey, bitch. Okay, so back on track. Maddie, what is one thing that you've learned from your family, like, just generally?
That's a good question. So I would say the most important thing that I'll take away from how my family raised me is just that, like, I have seen how I want to raise my kids. There's a lot of parents out there that, you know, everyone is entitled to how they want to raise their children, but mine, especially my mother, was very, like, real, very open, very understanding. You know, she was totally cool with, like, me having my friends over. Like, she wasn't stupid. She knew that, you know, like, kids get into things in high school. You know, a lot of people in America choose to drink when they get, you know, into high school. She just, like, she was really honest about that type of stuff because she wanted us to trust her. So if something ever happened, I knew I could call her, you know, like, she would rather me feel comfortable calling her if I, you know, drank too much at a party, even though I was underage, because she wanted me to be safe. So that's the type of mother she is. She's very, like, so down to earth, so understanding, genuinely cares. Like we are her life. Like, she literally would give her life and more for her kids. And then the way that, like, my parents are around each other, the way that they've they didn't come from a lot, especially financially speaking, and to see like how they have kind of evolved and grown to support the family that they've made is just incredible. Like, they're living their dreams. They're both so smart, so educated. My mom started her own company. My dad is doing very well. He's like the smartest man I've ever known. So just to like see their success story gives me motivation. Like, I genuinely want to be like my parents when I grow up. So, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing that I've learned is just like how I want my family to look when I get older. Yeah, that's basically the most I could say.
It's so funny because my parents are the same. They are basically my best friends and my brother's best friends. So like the parties and friends over and all that, it's the same. It's so cool. It's the best.
I really love that. Like, I remember one time, well, you told us a story about like something went down and like your mom was like going hard to like make sure that you were good. And like, I was like, yo, like some parents don't even fucking do that nowadays. They'll just be like, like whatever, you get in trouble, you get in trouble. But like your mom was like, no, like I need to make sure like my kid is 100% good.
My
like,
mom, she has saved me multiple times. Like, she has driven hours to come help me out of a situation multiple times. Like, my mom literally would stop anything, but she would like stop the world to like make something happen for us. So
Same.
yeah,
She is mom goals.
Honestly, that's just how it is when you guys have kids. Like, you'll understand, like at some point you don't care about your life anymore, you care about your kid's life, and that's just how it is.
Yeah,
that's so good. That's so good. That's definitely how I want to raise my kids as well.
But I also love the fact that your parents, kind of like gave you like growing up space, because some parents are just too strict, and that is like that results in like kids doing the opposite of what parents want them to do. And the fact that they let you like kind of like have that I guess maturity, as you can say, where you can learn for yourself and experience and know what's right and wrong just from your own actions without having your parents like nag you like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do this. It's like,
it ruins the relationship as well.
Oh, 100%.
So,
the trust is gone.
Exactly.
You can't confide in your parents.
right. If they had restricted me from doing a lot of the things that I wanted to do, I would have just, kids that are often very sheltered and not able to do things, when they do get on their own, they want to go experience all of that really hard because they never got the chance to. So I'm glad that I like had like a very level-headed like upbringing, and I didn't feel like anything was kept from me. I mean, yeah, when I got to college, I do what college girls do, but I didn't go off the deep end because I didn't feel deprived of what I wanted to do.
You were raised right. That's it. That's what it is. You were raised right.
Switching it up to a career topic, it's funny that Madison asked this question to me last week, because I actually wanted to ask this one to her also, and that is, what is your ultimate dream job, and what steps do you have to take to get there, and what is something that you always pictured yourself doing or achieving, but for X or Y reason you never got around to do?
So I would say, okay, in my mind I have kind of like my far-fetched dreams, and then I have like my realistic things I can actually obtain, which sounds terrible because I know I can actually obtain anything I want to in life, but for what makes sense right now, there's like two different categories. So if I had to pick my ultimate dream job, it would either be an actress or like a YouTuber. Like I don't know, that just, I mean, what would be better than to like live your own life out and have people enjoy like, your comedy, your humor, the things you do in life. Like, people that have made it on YouTube, I mean, mad props. Like, that is like the coolest job of all time. But again, that takes so much effort, dedication, and when you have a full-time job that actually pays the bills, it's like, it's not like feasible or realistic. I would say if I could like do it all over again, I would get into like theater and acting, because I think I would really, really love acting. But so like more on like the actual path I'm currently on, I went down like the business road into like the HR, so human resources side of things. And for those that aren't familiar with that, basically just like the people aspect of companies. So like hiring people, helping people get to where they want to go in their careers, almost like being sometimes like a therapist to people in the company, in the organization, being the person that helps make strategic plans to move companies forward, being the person to make sure that there is like a diversity and inclusion like piece to make sure that like ethics are being met, kind of just like the person that oversees the people aspect, like I said. So right now I'm currently in a role like that, but I would say down the line I want to just be in a more broader, like bigger position. So that's something that I am definitely working towards. And I think that goes back to like my love for psychology. I actually like started out in psychology in college, but then decided to switch my major because I realized that I would need a lot more schooling to do something in psychology, and business was just like, I knew I would find a job immediately. So that's kind of why I went with the HR side, because it's still like a little bit of like a interpersonal communication and psychology aspect. So that was really
I was going to say that. I was like, you kind of like it, having an HR job, it kind of goes hand in hand with what you were just talking about with psychology. Yeah. So, and also that's the kind of person you are too. Like you want to make, like even with us, like you want to make sure that we're good, like on a, I wouldn't say business, well, I guess you can say business side, but like also like on a mental side, like, hey, are you guys good? Is the podcast good? Like, how are you guys doing? Like, yeah, it goes hand in hand with you. So yeah. That's very dope.
It's like reading a room and just making sure like not only we're good, but that we're like perceived in a good way. We like are, the moral aspect, the ethics aspect, that type of thing. It's really interesting to me and I really enjoy doing it.
My little businesswoman, you.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's kind of funny that you said that your ultimate dream job, like you've always wanted to be going into film or acting. And I remember for the rapid fire questions, one of the questions for me was most likely to become an actress, and I just said Madison because that suits you so much.
Oh, it would be like my dream job.
I also like kind of like my eyes widened when you said like, oh, my dreams and my realistic dreams. I'm like, no, bitch,
I know
every dream is possible. But then you said immediately, I'm like, okay, she felt my energy shifting.
Right, there's like I have like a task I have to do to like pay the bills, and then there's like that dream that like I wish I'd started when it first came out, that type of thing.
I could totally see you like as an actress or a YouTuber.
But something, the impossible is always possible, so you still have time to achieve those goals, like becoming an actress. You would be the cutest actress ever, and I would see you winning like Emmys and Oscars and all that stuff. Like I would love it.
The whole like behind the scenes of filming is just so fascinating to me as well. Like I could get into that for days. So I think it, like the whole production of it, the acting of it, how actors can just like turn it on and off, like it's so fascinating.
It's amazing.
It definitely is. So I feel like my question kind of like, I feel like you answered part of it, but I could still answer it. I'll ask it anyway. So where do you work at now, and how did you get there? I mean, aside from like college and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I currently work in an HR role for a recruiting company. So we help people find jobs. So I am like heavily focused on getting new hires like onboarded. So I do a lot of like, I create a lot of offer letters and do a lot of like background screenings, drug screens, just basically everything that has to happen from the time we offer an employee a job to like through to when they're onboarded. I have been with the company for a really long time, and I have just worked really hard. I kind of got in at a good time as well when they were small, so I've grown a lot with the company. Definitely my HR, so my degree's in business administration, but my concentration was in human resources. So I knew I wanted to do something like this when I graduated, and it's kind of rare to actually get into something that you like went to school for. Like I know a lot of people just like get degrees and then do something completely different, but I like luckily stayed into like what I wanted to do. I got my human resources certification to like kind of like enhance my like knowledge, which took a long time. It was like a huge test I had to study for. So now I'm like a like a certified professional in human resources. So there's just been like little steps that I've taken to like enhance my career. Loyalty to a company can get you like, if you're in, it's all about who you know, and I know that everyone says that, but like if you are like genuinely a good person, you know what you're doing, you work well with others, and you get into a company, like there's like the sky's the limit. Like if you just work hard, you'll get promoted and get to the level you want to be. I haven't even like reached my potential. Like I know that there's so much more I want to do, but I am like very happy and proud of myself with where I am now. If I'm going to be quite literal about how I got this job, I literally went to a career fair in college and got an internship with them like my senior year of college, and I got an offer upon graduation. So like that's like literally how I got my job.
Oh my god,
you are fucking badass.
That's like a dream. That's awesome.
You are a badass. Like
that is the goal. Graduating
honestly,
college and getting an offer right away. That's the actual goal.
Okay.
And honestly, it's like that is so motivating to hear, because sometimes it's like even now, like you can feel kind of discouraged when it comes to just getting a job or college altogether. But girl, that motivated the fuck out of me.
So I love your job. It sounds very interesting. How does your day look like at your job when you are not working from home but at your office?
That's a good question. It doesn't really differ a whole lot. I'm like, thankfully I can do exactly what I do remote. And I've been remote since March. But when I'm in the office, so I'll try to paint a picture for you guys. My office is like genuinely the coolest place ever. So my workday is typically 8 to 5, but a lot of the times past 5. So I'll wake up like I'm like a 6-minute drive from work. So I like roll out of bed, throw on some mascara and like some casual clothes, because it's, a very a very casual place to work at. So like I'll wear like Vans, t-shirt, whatever. I'll drive to work, go on with my day. There's like a gym right next door that I go work out at lunch. So I will typically do like a 12-15 workout. And then this is kind of gross, but like we have showers, but a lot of the times I don't have time. So I'll just like finish and like kind of like dry off my sweat and then just like go back to my desk and work the rest of the day. Me and all my like teammates do that. So like I'll just like chill there after I work out. But it's like really nice that I get to like get my workout in and not have to do it after work, because by the time work is done, I just want to go the fuck home and watch TV and make food. But I would say like I'm actually doing a lot more routine wise now that I'm working remote, because during the day I'm not really like interacting with a lot of people. I live alone, so I have like Zoom calls with coworkers, but it's different. Like I don't get my people time. So now I'm doing so much after work. Like I'll go like see my friend Lauren, we'll go on walks, like do things that I normally like wouldn't do when I go into my job. As far as like my daily job tasks, it varies, like a bunch of like meetings, like I said, making a crap ton of offer letters, like handling a lot of candidates, making sure that they're like good to go for their first day of work if they have any questions, helping recruiters at my company like get the information they need to talk to like their hiring managers, just like answering a lot of questions, scheduling interviews, interviewing people, making offer letters, checking out some background checks, which can be interesting sometimes, drug screens, just like basically it there's never a day that looks exactly the same. But as far as my office, like we have like a in-house DJ that DJs like Monday mornings and Friday evenings. Like he goes up to the top of our like little balcony and he like legitimately DJs for our company. And then we have like beer taps that we use on Fridays. We have like basketball like games in the office. It's a really
Can you hook me up with a job there?
Yeah.
Can you just put a word in?
Yeah, girl.
Like, I will literally move to Raleigh, especially after I saw that place that you mentioned. Like it was available.
Yeah.
Don't play. I will. I really will.
Come on. It's like a startup feel, which is what attracted me so much when I graduated, I was like, yes, like the cultures, everything, the people, it's a very young place to work. Like we have a ton of fun. So that's like the long version of what I do. But yeah.
I'm going to send you my resume right now because
All right.
it's
I'm moving.
fuck. I'm out
I
of here.
love
Yo.
how, like, when it was my episode, Madison was all over, like, oh my God, I want your job. And, like, it's so interesting. And me sitting here, like, I want your job. I want
Oh.
to DJ.
Like
no,
beer taps,
Okay, but like,
fucking basketball.
but your
bitch.
jobs, I mean, so I know I help people find jobs, which is a huge thing, but like it's hard to forget like the end goal of my job, like when it's like day-to-day tasks. But like hearing, you know, what you guys want to do with like, I don't know, it's always greener on the other side, isn't it? Like,
oh, that's
I
so
guess that's true.
That's so true.
That's
I mean,
very
like,
true.
we kind of do the same job, but
with
I
different
do-
people.
yeah, different people.
Exactly.
That's so interesting. I love it.
I do the
I
complete
miss
opposite,
you.
and I'm just here like me. Like, okay.
I'm just here being awesome on my own.
Not even.
Okay, so yeah, just let me know when you're gonna hook me up with a job there because that's so amazing. You're like your lifestyle to me is goals is amazing. The fact that you get to get a little bit of a chance to get in and work out every day. But anyways, switching up to a more personal topic. Can you tell us 4 to 5 facts about yourself that no one ever knew? Not even myself, I guess, at this point.
Not even you? Oh God. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna apply. You might know some of this stuff. I like really try to think.
Whatever.
I have such a hard time coming up with stuff like this. But so some of this stuff is just gonna be like the listeners do not know because like you guys all know I'm scared of butterflies. Like I hate them, and it's not like a fear. It's like a disgust. Like they gross me out. So I like have to run away when I see them. Like I do not like them. And as I'm getting older, I'm finding more and more people that feel the exact same way. So it makes me feel better.
So that's a lie.
Okay, there's people on Twitter that are like, me too, girl. I'm like, good. Like, I'm not the only one. Anyways, I don't know what happened. I was never attacked. It's a thing that I have. Another thing, I guess, so I don't know if anyone knows about, I think I told Morgan this, but I actually like took photography in high school all the way up to like the AP level of photography. And I got to like, we used film cameras, which was awesome. And we literally had like a dark room where I went and like printed all of my own images and like learned how to do that. And I almost went into like a photography school. Like I was like gung-ho. I was like, I got a camera for graduation. Like it was like my dream. And of course I backed out of it because I was like, well, let me be smart about a job, you know, like I don't know if it was the right decision, but that was like a really big passion of mine for a really long time. And I miss film. I kind of want to get back into it. And when Morgan recently came over with her camera, I was just like, damn, I really miss taking pictures. So that's something that I haven't really told many people. I also took up to like AP psychology and I like tested out of it. Like I didn't have to take it in college because I like understood it so well and I loved it so much. And I really regret not taking more psychology classes because I find it so interesting. Like I love psychology. So even though like my business degree is great, I think I could still do what I'm doing with a psychology degree. Maybe not to like the same level, but I kind of have like some regrets. Like I love taking psychology classes, communication classes, like learning how people interact with each other is like so fascinating. So I know why you both went that route.
I mean,
That's
let me
so
tell you,
nice.
that photography thing, 100%, because you slayed the fuck out of my pictures out there. I was like, damn, she got talent.
I want Maddie as my personal photographer.
Anytime.
Nope, fuck off. I already claimed her. Sorry.
I'll do it for
Bye.
the pod. I'll do it for the pod. One other like random ass fact. It might sound like I'm bragging, but I'm not because I'm trash at golf. But I played golf in high school, like for my high school team. And even though I was like complete shit, I was like the best one out of all of us. But I was still complete shit. So I was like technically the captain of the golf team. So I throw that out there every once in a while just to be like, yeah.
You
I'm
little
the captain.
geek. She's
Oh
like,
my
I'm captain of the. I'm captain of the golf team. You little geek. You dork.
She's
Okay.
probably like, buttoned up her shirt and everything.
I also
with her polo.
I also played soccer for like most of my life, and I played volleyball in high school as well as lacrosse in high school. But I wish I had played in college, and I just didn't. I kind of like dropped it all, and I wanted to be more social. But yeah, that's like all I got for now. I could get into some other stuff, but that might be for another pod. I have like one topic I want to talk about, but not this pod.
Boo. You whore. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
So, my bad. I mean, shit. You know we're all playing here. So my question for you, well, my last question for you is, what is something you're still working on when it comes to only yourself? Like, just you?
So, I thought about this one for a while, too. And the best I could think of was self-drive / motivation. So, I don't know if I'm sure other people relate to this, and this like runs in my family. I don't know like if it's like an actual like thing that can be genetic, but everything in my body basically tells me to be lazy and not do things. Everything in my body. I like have to make myself like push forward and like get out of bed, work out, do things. But then like once I do it, I feel great and I can keep going. It's like, but I can't get there. Like a lot of people wake up and they're like ready to like take on the day and like get shit done. I like have to work on that so hard. Like I physically have to try to like get shit done. And I wanted to say that because I don't know if other people feel that way. Like I feel like I'm making it through life by barely, which is so not true. Like I'm doing really great in life, but like I look at my life and I'm like, I don't know how I got here. Cause like inside I do not feel like I have like the self-drive and the motivation to do it, but somehow I did it. That makes no sense.
You do.
But like
you do.
That's something that like I like actually have to like think about constantly. That probably sounds like a clusterfuck, but someone out there might be able to relate to what I'm saying.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but it's like the same way you're wondering, like, oh my God, like, how did I get here? Like, how did I do that? I mean, that alone was a drive. I mean, that right there just, you know, like, you knew you had to do it anyway. So you got it done. That right there is enough to say, like, hey, you know.
Yeah, I think you do so much, but you don't realize it because you're not self-confident enough to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I do get that, like, sometimes it's hard to get out and get up and like do shit, but at the same time you do so much. Like you got this far for a reason.
Yeah, I know. And I recognize that like I have been very successful in my life, but then it's just like funny because it's just like I'm the laziest like active person I know, and I've said that before. Like
that is not true,
but inside it is. Like mentally, like getting out and like getting the things done that I have to do, I don't want to do it, I just know I have to do it, so that's why I do it.
Honestly, yeah. the week we're gonna like all spend together, you're gonna hate me because I'm going to like kick your ass every day.
You can like interrogate my mind and be like, why does she think this way?
I think it's so funny because to me Madison is like the biggest boss ass babe I know, so it's so funny that you think that, because
it's
I think
funny that I come off that way.
But like, you know, to a person who doesn't know who Madison is, they'll think, oh my God, this bitch got her shit together, she's a badass, you know, like you live an amazing life. And you do, and you are. And the thing is, like, I feel like I want you to really see that and like have more, not, I wouldn't say cocky, but be like sure of yourself, like, because you know you do a lot, and you know you live and you work hard, and you know, like, you have to just, you know, sometimes pat yourself in the back and be like, you know what, bitch, you did that, you deserve that shit.
I definitely do need to like give myself more credit than I do. I also like would hate the day that I, you know, see myself bigger than I actually am, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to like come off cocky or anything, but
I mean, we all deserve to be a little cocky every now and then. It helps you, it literally helps you, because if no one else is gonna give that, if no one is gonna give you that attention, then who else? You have to give that shit
Madison,
to yourself.
Don't argue with a Leo. Don't argue with
right.
Leo.
I was gonna say, I was like,
don't do it.
Me and we are like, yeah, it's okay
don't
to be
do
cocky.
It. Like honestly, like that's what Leos are, cocky. Yep, although I try not to like let too much of it out, bitch, sometimes I just be so far
Like,
my ass,
honestly,
only I could see me.
I know, like sometimes I have to control my cockiness because I'm like, bitch.
I love that
It's
about you guys,
true.
though. I like love that. I love that aspect of you guys. You're so sure of yourself, and that's like a
But-
really great trait.
But sometimes being too cocky could be a problem. And
Exactly.
sometimes there's a difference between being cocky and being straight up arrogant. And, you know, you
Exactly.
have to try to, like, you know, recognize it too and make sure that
Yeah.
you're not falling into the arrogant side.
Definitely.
It's kind of like, it's interesting that I'm asking this question after this, but like, what are you the most proud of about yourself?
And see, like for someone like me to answer this is so fucking hard, but I'll try.
I knew that's why I wanted to ask.
I know. Well, so I am definitely proud of my like ability to make connections with people. Not only friendship wise, like with you guys, with my family, but like in the workplace, it works really well for me. I like people when they talk to me, I'm like very real. I'm not going to be like fake to anybody. So when someone's talking to me, they're going to know exactly who I am, like right off the bat. And I think that helps me like form really like real and strong connections. And I can tell like who I'm not going to vibe with like immediately. There's a lot of friends or like acquaintances, I would say, in my real life that just aren't like on that deeper level. And that's totally fine. Like there's going to be different people in the world, but I'm like proud of myself that like I choose who I want to hang out with. And if I don't want to hang out with somebody, I just say no. Like life's too short to like be around people that you don't connect with or vibe with. And it's totally okay to say no to that. It took me a long time to realize that, like if I didn't want to do something, I was too scared to say no. But now I'm like, oh no, sorry. Like I don't even make up an excuse like why I can't go. I'm like, oh no, I just don't want to go. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I feel like I've grown a lot with just coming into like who I am and like what I want and telling people what I want.
You know what's crazy? I still don't have the balls to do that sometimes because I like, even though like some people see me as like a like kind of mean or like kind of an asshole, I'm like, so I get afraid of saying no and I'll just do it anyway.
I was gonna say that it's something definitely to be proud of because sometimes I'm struggling to say no, and it's not because like I don't have the cockiness in me to say no. It's just I'm scared to hurt people's feelings and come across as like a rude bitch. But
like if someone were to invite me somewhere, I would be like, oh, okay, and I would just be miserable and just fucking,
I know,
you know, bite my tongue. I don't have the guts to be like, oh, I don't want to go, I don't want to do that. Like,
I know,
bro,
I'm just going there for like 10 minutes and I'm like,
the thought of
10 minutes of my life.
The thought of having to do that is literally making me sweaty, mama spaghetti. Like I can't.
You know what? I agree 100% on that, but I also, you know what I respect the most about Madison? Madison is the person who's 100% real all the time, and in this era and in this world, that's really hard to come by. So I have a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, I definitely 100%. When I when I got to meet Madison in person and staying with her, two things. This girl would fight me to the end of time. I remember we almost like had a whole fight, not a whole fight in Walmart, but I kept telling her like, I'm gonna pay for the groceries. Like, no, I'll do it. Madison, I'm gonna do it. No, I'll do it. And it's like, homegirl almost yeeted me.
I almost threw you.
And it's just like this girl is too kind and too sincere that she, like Madison nearly yeeted me over fucking groceries.
I mean,
every time you say that you met each other, my heart cries, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait. And I'm like, oh.
I know. I'm like, I was so jealous of me sitting on the other side of the world. I'm like,
well,
okay, let me cry in British.
I was gonna say, back to like what you were about to say about just like meeting in person. You know how like we kind of just like sat around and like, you know, didn't do anything. Like one day we just like watched YouTube.
To me that was like the best because I was like, I don't have to like put up an act or do anything. Like I could just chill. Like we were couch potatoes.
Like I looked at you and I was like, it takes like real comfort for me to like just do this with somebody and like not feel like I have to like entertain them.
At some point I knocked out. At some point I knocked out and I had a feeling I was probably snoring, but I was like, fuck it, I'm comfy. This couch is so amazing.
Cute. It was so cute.
That's so good. So we have a Twitter question. Wow, that was very British. So a Twitter question. And it kind of goes with like your life. So this question is from Melissa. at Mel_is_a_dancer. And the question is there a special life experience or event that you could look back on and it helped to shape you into the person you are today?
Yes. Well, so all these questions are really hard. I realize I have a really hard time answering questions about myself. But so I wouldn't say this time I think of fondly, but this is a time that I'm really appreciative for. So, and I've mentioned this before, I think on our relationships one. Freshman year of college was basically like a turning point for me. I was figuring out who I was. I went through like a really traumatic relationship and breakup that I didn't think I was ever gonna like bounce back from. But when I look back on it, it completely helped shape me. Like, if you guys are going through a breakup and you never think you're going to get out of it, like, you know what it feels like. It feels like so many bad things happened and it just felt like I wasn't going to recover. But one day I woke up and I realized, like, holy shit, I'm okay. And when that happened, I realized not only was I okay, I formed like a new like person. Like, I grew into a new person. I like changed for the better. I grew like a hard shell around me. Like, I became like more of like a stronger woman from this experience. And so as bad as that time was for me, as like heartbreaking as like, I literally was like on the ground, like crying. Like, it was something that I really didn't foresee myself getting through. And the day that I realized I was going to get through and I got through it was the day it like changed my life. And I'm so grateful for the heartache and for the pain and for like the trauma. But like, that really helped define me. And I don't think I'm the same person that I was back like from freshman year, which I'm so grateful for.
You're literally one of the strongest persons I know. Trust me.
I was gonna say, and also like, it's so important to be grateful for even for the pain. And when you said that you're grateful for the pain because you grew into the person you are today, like, it's honestly, people will take so much away from this episode, and that's all you.
You know what
and it's crazy because you're the first one to be like, oh, I don't have much, or I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Boring.
Girl, you literally, like, this was /motivational talk /TED talk /advice /help. Like, girl, you need to give yourself more credit, definitely more credit.
I wanted to say that moment when you said that you woke up one day and you realized that wasn't it. I call that the Phoenix moment, and I am like, I see you as that. I see you as a Phoenix all the time. You are constantly rising from the ashes. So that's respect, because that's really tough to do on many aspects of your life, and the fact that you do that constantly, props to you, Madison. Props to you.
Holy shit, y'all are too much. Like,
no, I mean, honestly, this is the truth. And like, at this point, we I don't see you guys as like friends. I see you as family, and it's like, you need to be told this. You need to be reminded of this every single day. So just so you know, and you can see the person that you really are. Because sometimes we do need that little boost, Yeah,
and like, one thing about us is that we are always 100% real with each other as well, and everyone. So when I tell you that you're a person who people can look up to, I mean it.
No, you seriously are. Like, I look up to you, and it's just because like, things like this, how far you got with college, with work, mentally, socially, all this stuff, that helps me, and that helps me grow as a person too, whether you know it or not.
And you guys know that we're all so different in like the coolest way. So like, we truly help each other with like different pieces. Like, I gain something from each and every one of you in a different way. So like, I feel the exact same way about you guys. So thank you for saying that.
This episode was just really, really good. Melissa, thank you so much for that question.
Yeah.
I loved hearing Madison like answer it.
I also want to say something about Melissa. She would never, I don't know, she probably wouldn't want me to say this, but this girl sent me like a birthday gift. I've never met her in my life.
Oh my god.
And on my birthday, she literally sent me like a Lush gift card. And that just goes to show how amazing Melissa is. She's a genuine person.
She's incredible.
I could go on for days about her. I love you so much.
Honestly, you know what I love? She's so supportive and so kind. Like, it doesn't matter what time it is. She is on the dot there to support you, help you, like, whatever you need. I'm dying for fucking this pandemic to be over so we can, like, you know, do some choreography together, because she's a sick dancer. Like, insane.
She goes hard and she's amazing. I love you so much.
She's in a group chat with me, and every time she comes in a group chat, she's always so positive, and she just comes in, says something positive or sends something cute, and I'm like, oh, I love you so much.
Always.
Here's the thing, Melissa's also the kind of person to randomly out of nowhere DM you, like, as a checkup, like, how are you, like a check-in, and I'm like, yo, this person, she's not real, she's so amazing, kind-hearted, and thoughtful. What?
Incredible.
She's amazing.
Melissa, if you're listening to this, girl, once this pandemic is over, we're gonna work on that Thriller choreography, because like last year I tweeted that I want to do like a sick choreography to Michael Jackson's Thriller, and you know, I was like, yo, we're gonna plan this, we're gonna make this shit like look insane. So hopefully, you know, once it's over, we can do that.
Well, this was a good one, ladies. I feel like this one got us even closer than we already are. For some reason.
100%.
It's so funny how, like, it's get to know us and it's for people who listen to us, but at the end of the day, it's just making us grow even closer. I love it so much.
It's honestly, it's one of the best ideas we've ever had.
Yeah. It was your idea, so thank you.
But ladies, let's start signing out and wrapping up. But as always, it's been a pleasure and an honor working with you ladies, and thank you to everyone who's still listening. And
next one is Vilma.
Oh shit.
So, yep, that's the last part of a 4-part series, and it's Vilma's turn.
Wait.
And then after that, guys, just a quick heads up, the upcoming podcast episodes that are going to be released, you know, after this series are insane. Y'all better hold on to your edges, how I always say, because it's gonna get crazy. But until next time, guys, we'll talk to you on the next pod.
Besos.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.